The Seattle Seahawks defeat the New England Patriots 31-24 on Sunday Night Football. You watch the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Seattle Seahawks upset the New England Patriots 31-24 on Sunday Night Football. The Super Bowl rematch took place tonight, and I said in my picks video that I couldn't believe how many people were picking the Patriots and how much of an underdog the Seahawks were coming into this game. And yes, I picked the Patriots to win this game, but I just felt that, hey, they're going to barely win. I had them winning by 3 points because they just got off of a bye week, and the Seahawks just got off of a Monday night game. The Seahawks have 6 days to prepare. The Patriots have had 14 days, and I felt Bill Belichick was going to be able to do enough to slow down this Russell Wilson offense. And I was wrong, but man, this Seattle team was a team to be reckoned with, and I think I might have this team going to the Super Bowl this week. I will actually come out with my midseason predictions video. I've been saying this for weeks, but I actually will this week. And when I do, I have a tough choice to make between the Seahawks and the Cowboys. But this Seahawks team, to me, showed tonight that, man, they have the stuff to win the Super Bowl. This was a Super Bowl caliber game that we saw tonight, and the Seahawks came out victorious. This team is really, really good. Real quick, I want to talk about the goal line play that pretty much ended this game. 31-24, Patriots going down the field, trying to score a touchdown. First and goal, second and goal, third and goal, couldn't convert. And then we're at the goal line again to try to win a game between the Seahawks and the Patriots. And you have a horrible fade route by Tom Brady and this entire Patriots offense. I don't know why these NFL teams today, they don't know what they're doing in terms of two-point conversions, just overall goal line play, just awful. Can y'all stop running fades? I mean, y'all got to stop trying to do, when you're at a 2-yard line, okay, and you have this big spread out field, why are y'all so in love with trying to go down there? That's kind of hard. You're making the throw instead of being a 5 or 6 yard throw, like actually in terms of actual physical yardage, not just 2 yards, in terms of actual physical yardage. 5-yard throw. You're making it a 10 to 15 yard throw when you're trying to throw it to the other side of the freaking sideline. Doesn't make much sense to me. Anyway, so they do this horrible fade route, and Gronk gets pulled down by Cam Chancellor. At least that's what the Patriots fans want to believe. Gronk initiated the contact here. Look at the play again and again and again in real time. Gronk killed Cam Chancellor, dog. Gronk walked up to him and then just pushed him. It's a football play. If anything, this should have been an OPI on Rob Gronkowski, not a DPI on Cam Chancellor. I mean, Gronk just and then just ran into him. I don't want to hear any Patriots fans talking about, oh, we should have got a call here. This was a defensive pass interference. What a load of junk. Absolute junk. This was an absolute and total offensive pass interference. If anything, they didn't call anything. Great no call by the referees today. I've been very critical of the referees today. I've already fired Jeff Triplett in my own mind, and also damn near fired the referee that cost the Saints the game today. The refereeing today has been awful, but today they got an absolutely great call on this goal line play. The Patriots, stop running these horrible fade routes. It's not working. This goes to the whole NFL, actually. Can y'all work on your 2-yard and 1-yard plays? They're awful. And second of all, this was not a penalty. Now, first, let's talk about the New England Patriots, then we'll go back to the Seattle Seahawks. So when it comes to the Patriots, okay, there are some issues with this football team. Number one to me is defensively, okay? They can't really get after the quarterback. And today they had 3 sacks. And you're going to point to these 3 sacks, and you're going to say, well, they can't get after the quarterback. We have no problems. Leave me alone. But I'm going to say, hold on. Because, yes, you had 3 sacks today, but you sacked Russell Wilson, and this, you got to Russell Wilson against the Seattle offensive line, which is not proven to be good at all. I mean, they have this Font guy starting at left tackle. Who is this guy? No one knows who this guy is. I mean, everyone sacks their Seattle Seahawks. That doesn't mean anything to me. Can you get pressure on the quarterback consistently? And Trey Flowers had 2 sacks today, and Bill Belichick likes Trey Flowers, and he believes that Trey Flowers can be a good NFL player, can be a good pass rusher. But inexplicably, Jabal Sheard Beard was on the sideline for a number of snaps in this game, so they have a weird rotation going on right now. You're getting almost nothing from Chris Long. Robert Ninkovich got a sack today, but he's inconsistent. You miss Chandler Jones, okay? You miss him, and you just traded away Jamie Collins, and today you could have used him, okay? Landon Roberts did not do a very good job today in terms of covering a lot of these running backs, especially in the passing game for the Seattle Seahawks. You could have used Jamie Collins today. I know he didn't have the best game Thursday night, but he actually had a good one if you go back and watch the film. I did it the other day, and you could have used him today because he would have made a bigger impact in terms of covering these running backs in the receiving game and in the running game, and you could have used him today. But ultimately, that's their big crucifix defensively. They can't really get after the quarterback, and against the run, they could be better. In terms of their secondary, I think it's actually pretty good. I mean, Devin McCourt has been playing good. Malcolm Butler, Logan Ryan, they're all playing pretty well, but this defense is not great, and they just let up 31 points today, and that's just not good at all. And you saw the Seahawks repeatedly go down the field and just score again and again and again and again, and a lot of these points were actually field goals. They actually didn't score 4 touchdowns and 1 field goal today. They actually got 3 touchdowns and a number of field goals today, so you have to look at that and you have to say, man, our defense really has some issues because we just let up too many points today, let up too many drives today, and it's going to be very difficult in the AFC Championship game, which I'm currently projecting will be against the Oakland Raiders. It's going to be very difficult to stop that team with this kind of defense. Y'all got to improve defensively. Offensively, though, you're still good. And Tom Brady had a slow first half. I mean, for his standards, let's just call it what it is. He did not have a great first half, but he really stepped up in the second half, led his team down the field. Now, ultimately, couldn't get them in the end zone, but he really played well in the second half. And I mean, he was just throwing great passes over the middle of the Seattle Seahawks defense, just beating Deshaun Shedd time and time again, also to the boundaries, just lofting the ball up to Rob Gronkowski, lofting the ball up to Julian Edelman, lofting the ball up to Danny Amendola, and they all came down with it. I thought Tom Brady was great in the second half, but ultimately they lost the game. And in terms of the MVP discussion, he has now, I believe, gone out of first place. Because the only reason he was in first place, to me at least, was because he had been absolutely perfect. Now today he hasn't been perfect and he lost the game, and he's also missed 4 freaking games. So I think he's now out of first place, but he can definitely get back into the first place. But I think it's going to require him to run the table, because by missing 4 games, he's going to have to prove that he is absolutely far and away the best MVP candidate, and he's going to have to win out from here on out to do that. I'm not quite sure he's going to do that, but we'll see. Okay, we'll see what happens ultimately, because also right now, I think Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott are kind of going to cancel each other out when it comes to that discussion. Well, Derek Carr is a legitimate candidate, and I think he actually might be the front runner right now. When it comes to the run game, they actually ran the ball pretty well today, especially in the first half. LeGarrette Blount had 2 touchdowns, and he ran the ball pretty well. And it's so odd that LeGarrette Blount is still in the league, and he's still running well, but this is the truth, and this is what's going on for this football team. Wide receivers, Danny Amendola actually played okay. Julian Edelman played really well outside of the fumble. Okay, the fumble hurt. He fumbled the football in the fourth quarter, gave the ball up, and this was kind of a weird play. I really don't want to blame him for this too much. I wouldn't blame him too much because I just felt he got mauled, and it's legal. Okay, he was just he caught the ball over the middle and then just kind of got stuck up. And then like 4 or 5 seconds, at least 3 seconds passed by where he was just like this, just still, and then fighting for the ball. And then they just took the ball away from him. I felt the referees did not give him what's the call they call it? Like, when the play stops, forward progression or whatever they like to call it, and they just, call the play dead. I'm shocked they didn't blow the whistle here because I thought this play should have been called dead, but they just sat there and waited. And then what do you know? I believe it was KJ Wright stripped the ball out of there, and the Seattle Seahawks recovered. Richard Sherman recovered, and this is where the game was won, honestly, because without that, the Patriots probably keep going down the field, probably extend their lead. Did they have the lead at the time? I believe so. No, actually, no, they didn't. But they probably go ahead at that point, and then we'll see if the Seahawks could respond. It changes the game. Definitely changes the game, and it went against the Patriots. So, unfortunate fumble by Julian Edelman there. But I think 90% of people would have fumbled there. I mean, when you are just stuck and you are face-to-face with whoever that was, the linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks, and you just have 5 seconds of hell trying to win that football, you're probably going to lose. They're probably going to strip that away from your ass. All right, so from that standpoint, I don't blame him too much. Now, with that said, let's move on to Seattle now. And for Seattle, in terms of potentially winning the Super Bowl this season, this is a great game for you, and this proves a lot. Number one, Russell Wilson is back. Maybe not for good, but at least for this game, he was back. He threw three touchdowns today, and this is after a really good game on Monday night. So it appears as if he's finally, going back to the Russell Wilson of old, the good Russell Wilson, the great Russell Wilson, and this is the Russell Wilson that they need to win the Super Bowl this season. He needs to be playing great, and today he played absolutely great. 3 touchdowns today, and over, I believe, 65% completion percentage. That is going to win you a lot of football games, definitely. The wide receiver stepped up. Doug Baldwin had a huge go-ahead touchdown late in the game. You saw Tyler Lockett, the ghost of Tyler Lockett, showed up today, had 72 yards. One was for 36 yards. You also saw Paul Richardson get some nice catches today. So CJ Prosise, oh my God, this rookie out of Notre Dame came in and made a huge impact, especially in the receiving game for the Seattle Seahawks, and he appears to be the key for this football team. When he's playing well, they're playing well, and they are really tough to beat. Get CJ Prosise on the field more often. Christine Michael is good, but man, I think CJ Prosise might be better. So get him on the football field as much as possible. I mean, right now, when you look at the NFC, I think we're talking about 2 teams. I think we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and I think we're talking about the Seattle Seahawks. These are the 2 teams that, to me, are going to be battling in the NFC Championship game for a Super Bowl berth. And this game, to me, ultimately gives you a lot of confidence. Now, defensively, we look at Cam Chancellor, had a great game today. He actually forced the fumble. It was actually him that forced the fumble, now that I think about it. And he also had 8 tackles today. He was everywhere. And you've missed him the last couple of weeks. He's back good. You look at Michael Bennett. He needs to come back healthy. Did he play today? I don't think so. But he needs to come back healthy. He will eventually. It's not a huge injury, but they're also missing him for the defensive line. Jerron Reed had a huge sack today, but they're still missing Michael Bennett on the defensive line. Now, I felt KJ Wright actually had a horrible game for his standards. I mean, this guy can't really cover Gronk. I don't know why, but this is something that's becoming consistent now for KJ Wright. So not a good game for him, but Richard Sherman played well. Deshaun Shedd, he had a bad game. Deshaun Shedd, the other outside cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks team, he's played pretty well this season, but today I thought he got burned multiple times. I think on every single one of these Julian Edelman 30-plus yard catches, both of them, I believe it was Deshaun Shedd who was covering him bad by Deshaun Shedd there. And also the Rob Gronkowski one as well. Deshaun Shedd got burned yet again. He needs to play better than that. And Seattle in the offseason, which I know we shouldn't be thinking about, but get yourself an actual good cornerback. I mean, a good cornerback outside of Richard Sherman. If you guys can actually get a good cornerback who on a different team, who on the Tennessee Titans could be good, then you guys can actually be something. Because we've seen Byron Maxwell, who was on your team, but he left and he stunk. We saw Kerry Williams, who was on your team, he left and he stunk. We saw the other idiot, Brandon Browner, who was on your team, he left and he stunk. Get a good cornerback that is actually going to be good for anybody, then bring him into your fold, and then you guys are going to be dominant. The Legion of Boom is back. Earl Thomas did not have his best game, got a little juked out from time to time and missed a couple tackles and was a little late on some of these 30-plus yard gains I was talking about. But I think that was more of Tom Brady just looking him off and then just throwing the ball, and then he couldn't catch up in time. But you need to play better against Tom Brady because he is going to beat you there. Don't believe his eyes, believe your instincts, Earl Thomas. Just a little late today for Earl Thomas. But ultimately, again, we're talking about 2 Super Bowl contenders. This is a potential Super Bowl matchup. I currently have both of these teams making their respective conference championships, and we'll see if both of them can get there. I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, maybe like 15% chance, but we'll see. We'll see. And for the Seahawks, it's a great victory. Patriots, it's an L, not a bad L. Of course, you're going to lose games. I know Skip Bayless says you're going to win every single game. Of course, you're going to lose a game or 2. Can you get to the Super Bowl? Can you win it? We'll see. I think the Oakland Raiders can give you guys some trouble, and you need to start considering them and taking them very seriously. And also the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's give the Chiefs a little credit too. Although I do believe the Raiders will win that division, we will see though moving forward. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on this Sunday Night Football matchup between the Patriots and the Seahawks. What are yours? Comment down below. I want to know if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.